Eduardo Camavinga, from Real Madrid, flop to football's future star. The world of football is full of rising stars, and one such young prospect is Eduardo Camavinga. The French international is an exciting midfield talent who is seen as a future star of the game. After a successful start with Rennes, Camavinga moved to Real Madrid, his dream club where he hopes to learn from some of the world's best midfielders. The Frenchman caught the attention of the Spanish club at the tender age of 16 after a remarkable performance against PSG and has since gone on to make history at club and international level. However, despite his potential, Camavinga struggled to adapt to life in the Spanish capital, only able to establish himself as a super sub under manager Carlo Ancelotti. In this video, we'll be outlining Eduardo Camavinga's astronomical rise at Rennes, his subsequent move to Real Madrid and struggles, and how he overcame them to cement himself as one of the most exciting young prospects in the world. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more football analysis. Arrival at the Santiago Bernabéu. It's the last day of the 2021-22 summer transfer window, and Real Madrid have just signed an exciting midfield prospect in Eduardo Camavinga, shaking off competition from Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester United among others. At just 18 years old, the French international commanded a figure of 40 million euros, and all with good reason. With 88 appearances under his belt for Ligue 1 side Rennes, 4 of these coming in the Champions League, the midfielder demonstrated the potential for longevity and the successful changing of guard from the aging Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. Additionally, in 2020, Camavinga made history by becoming the youngest player to be called up to the France national team at the senior level since 1932, earning 3 caps under the management of Didier Deschamps. He was also expected to be part of the French squad for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but his former club ultimately decided against releasing him for the tournament. Speaking on the transfer to Real Madrid during international duty with France's U21s, the young starlet said, "My signing for Real Madrid happened so fast. I'm very happy and proud. I dreamed of it since I was a little kid. I want to discover the stadium. It must be impressive. I hope to take my first steps there as soon as the works and construction end." Arguably, Real Madrid's acquisition of Eduardo Camavinga for 40 million euros is a remarkable deal given that just a year prior, Rennes demanded a sky-high fee of 80 million euros for the then 17-year-old midfielder. While it's unlikely Camavinga was worth that much at the time, it's arguable that he was definitely worth more than 40 million euros. This is especially true given the fact that transfers have been significantly inflated post-Mbappe and Neymar to PSG era. Furthermore, Camavinga was widely regarded as the best teenage midfielder at the time and one of the top midfield prospects in the world. It's possible that he could have been worth 80 million euros within a few years. However, Real Madrid was able to secure the talented player at a reduced price due to Ligue 1's financial struggles, the pandemic, and Camavinga having just 1 year left on his contract. It's common for young players to come with high price tags as teams are looking to invest in their future potential. This is why players like Ben White and Raphael Varane were sold for similar amounts, despite the latter being a more established player. Age is often the most significant factor in transfer fees, as young players are seen as having the potential to be worth a lot in the future. This was true for Camavinga. Despite being just 17 years old, he had already gained experience playing in the Champions League, Ligue 1, for the French national team, and in the Europa League. Plus, at the age of 16, he caught Real Madrid's attention after dominating PSG's midfield during the 2019-20 season. During the game, the Angola-born midfielder displayed impressive passing range and dribbling abilities, which caught the attention of many. In a midfield that included Marquinhos and Marco Verratti, Camavinga completed 40 out of 41 attempted passes, achieving a 98% pass success rate. He also assisted in Romain Del Castillo's winning goal by providing a perfectly weighted diagonal cross into the penalty area, making him the youngest player to assist in the French top flight since the 2006-07 season. Despite being very left-footed, Camavinga's close control and dexterity allowed him to win 6 fouls as PSG struggled to defend against him. He also contributed to his team's defense by attempting 6 tackles, of which 3 were successful. At the ages of 16 and 17, Camavinga was averaging over 4 tackles per game in Ligue 1, and in his last season, he had an average of 2.8 dribbles completed per game, 1.8 key passes per game, and 1.5 fouls drawn per game in the Champions League group stages. This was considered a less impressive season than his breakout 2019 to 2020 campaign. Camavinga excels at progressing the ball up the pitch and winning possession. His passing and technical abilities were already at a high level when he joined Real Madrid and are only going to improve with more experience and training alongside Real Madrid's world-class midfielders. Although there were weaknesses in his game, including committing a lot of fouls and his right foot ability, these are minor and can be addressed with good coaching. Struggles at Los Blancos. In his debut season at Real Madrid, Eduardo Camavinga won the Champions League. A dream start, right? Still, the midfielder has found it challenging to secure a regular starting position under manager Carlo Ancelotti. While he played a critical role as an impact substitute in their victorious campaign, using his dynamic abilities to change the course of games in Real Madrid's favor, he has since struggled to string together a consistent run of appearances. There were high expectations for Camavinga's arrival, and unfortunately, the young midfielder fell short. To no fault of his own either. Alongside Camavinga, manager Carlo Ancelotti can choose from a range of midfield options such as Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Federico Valverde, and more recently Aurelien Tchouameni. Casemiro was also a player available to Ancelotti before his transfer to Manchester United. Although the French international has a desire to start more matches for Real Madrid, Camavinga has acknowledged the intense competition for spots in the team and is willing to bide his time until his opportunity arises. Speaking with Goal, the young starlet said, "Of course I would like to play every game. There is a reality at Real Madrid. There are good players ahead of me," the Frenchman said. "I can't say I like it because being on the bench is not pleasant either. You have to be patient. Simply with performances on the field that lead me to start. Being versatile is an advantage. When you are versatile, you have more possibilities to play because you can play in more positions." Due to injuries in Real Madrid's fullback positions, Camavinga has been entrusted with the role of a fullback, even though it's not his natural position. Despite this, he has adapted really well. Take France's final World Cup Group D game against Tunisia, for example, where Camavinga played as a left-back. Even though France lost the match, there were many positives to take away for the young midfielder. In the second half of the match, the French international displayed an exceptional defensive performance, winning a total of 18 duels, making 11 tackles, 6 clearances, and 3 interceptions. In contrast, Theo Hernandez, who played a full 90 minutes against Denmark, only managed to win 8 duels, make 3 tackles and 1 interception, although he had better attacking statistics. Nevertheless, this comparison serves to emphasize Camavinga's outstanding defensive performance. While the French international has expressed his willingness to play wherever the team requires him to achieve more game time, Camavinga believes that his best position is as a no-6 midfielder in front of the defense, rising from the ashes. Since the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Camavinga has progressed significantly in his development, making a positive impact in games for the entire duration of 90 minutes. With Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Aurelien Tchouameni facing issues with form and fitness, Camavinga has filled the void and taken his opportunities with both hands. He settled in quickly and has been one of the pillars of the team's success, despite being moved around to different positions. While there have been several variations in Carlo Ancelotti's lineups, Camavinga has been involved in most of them, playing over 1,500 minutes so far, which is already more than his total from last season. Among Real Madrid players who have started more than 11 games this season, Camavinga has the highest team success XG, which measures team success and expected goals when he is playing. Although these stats are not as relevant in football as they are in basketball, Camavinga's impact on both ends of the pitch cannot be ignored. He has not only helped increase offensive output, but has also been a vital part of the team's defense. Camavinga has experienced a lack of stability in his role since last season, being inserted into the team as a teenager and tasked with performing at a high level. Despite this, he has been a critical player for Real Madrid in multiple high-pressure situations, such as during their near elimination from the Champions League. His exceptional tackling ability and interventions have been invaluable to the team. Camavinga has always been elite in his progressive plays and defensive actions, but he has now added a new dimension to his game by ranking in the 89th percentile of midfielders worldwide in shot-creating actions, which is due in part to his efforts in the final third as a left back. Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema have benefited greatly from Camavinga's ability to create transition opportunities. In crucial moments of the season, having him on the field has maximized the team's offensive and defensive output. One example is during the first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-finals against Barcelona, where Camavinga's signature Cobra tackle led to Karim Benzema's disallowed goal. This tackle executed by Camavinga is widely regarded as the most visually captivating in football. It holds the same level of elegance and skill as Luka Modric's outside-of-the-boot pass or Zinedine Zidane's signature roulette. Whenever Camavinga performs this tackle, it never fails to amaze and excite spectators, prompting them to leap out of their seats. He displayed this move multiple times against Barcelona, which proved to be effective as it took their opponents by surprise, enabling Real Madrid to break free from their defensive line. Camavinga's serpent-like legs have become instrumental in Real Madrid's gameplay. In an interview with Sid Lowe for The Guardian, Camavinga disclosed that there were two players who particularly assisted him in acclimatizing to life in Madrid. Karim is special for me, Ferland Mendy as well. When I first arrived, he was the first to give advice, and they tell me straight if I play badly. Then Ancelotti is very close to us. He's played, makes things fun. Camavinga's successful adaptation to a new country and club is a testament to both his own resilience as well as the guidance provided by Ancelotti. It is common for young players to struggle in their early years at large clubs, but both Camavinga and Ancelotti deserve recognition for navigating this transition with such success. All in all, the young midfielder's journey from Rennes to Real Madrid has been nothing short of remarkable. At just 18 years old, he commanded a €40 million transfer fee to one of the biggest clubs in the world, and with good reason. Camavinga has already proven himself to be one of the most exciting young midfield talents in the game, with impressive performances in Ligue 1, the Champions League, and for the France national team. Despite struggling to establish himself at Real Madrid, he has shown resilience and determination to overcome the challenges he faced, cementing himself as a valuable asset to the team. With his technical abilities, passing range, and defensive skills, there is no doubt that Camavinga has the potential to become one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. As he continues to develop and gain more experience, it will be exciting to see what the future holds for this young star. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay in the loop.